So today, let's go on a bit of a poetic journey into the very soul of code. We're going to move way beyond the ones and zeros, beyond just technical skill, to really explore code as a tool for liberation, for storytelling, and for connection. And our guide for this is the incredible book, Connected Code. Let's jump in. And this, right here, this is our jumping off point. The book totally reframes coding. It's not some sterile technical thing, but a new and, honestly, vital form of literacy. I mean, think about it. If reading words on a page lets us understand the world, then reading and writing code gives us the power to understand, and this is the key part, to remake the digital worlds we all live in now. It's a really, really humanistic vision. At the absolute heart of this vision is an idea called computational participation. This isn't about one person staring at a computer screen in a dark room. No way. It's a massive shift in how we think about this stuff. It's about seeing coding as a collaborative, social, and cultural act, a way we can actually connect with each other to build and understand the world we share. All right, so here's the path we're going to take. First, we'll get grounded in this new idea of literacy. Then we're going to enter this conceptual space, let's call it the digital forge, and we'll explore three beautiful metaphors that show us this path of inquiry play: the weaver's loom, the alchemist's mirror, and the glitch-sugi aesthetic. And finally, we'll see how all of this can come together to forge a whole new kind of curriculum.
Okay, so let's start by digging a little deeper into this first foundational idea. We're not just talking about a literacy for consuming things, but for creating things, not just for understanding systems, but for actually building them. Our first stop in the forge is the weaver's loom. This is where we get to explore one of the book's most powerful shifts, looking at code not as the work of some lone genius, but as this amazing communal tapestry, something woven together by many, many hands. And this slide just lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? The old myth is the lonely coder, right? But what Connected Code shows us is that the real vibrant learning, the real magic, happens in a shared space. It's that mutual enthusiasm, that camaraderie you feel when you're creating something together that turns coding from just a task into a truly meaningful cultural act. It becomes a language we all get to speak with each other. And this picture, I mean, it just illustrates that idea perfectly. Look at the engagement there. That's not isolation. That is pure connection. When programming happens in a community, especially for marginalized voices, the act of making something together becomes a kind of shared storytelling. It can even be a form of communal resistance, a way of saying, hey, we are here, and this is our story. All right, let's move on to our second stop and see how this all connects. This is the alchemist's mirror. So here, we turn inward. If the loom was about community, the mirror is all about the self. It's about how the very act of making something with code can be a profound tool for self-discovery, for asserting who you are in a digital world that can so often try to erase you. I just love this metaphor, carving identity into digital stone. I mean, really think about that for a second. When you write code to build a story or a game, you're not just moving symbols around on a screen. You are imprinting a piece of yourself, your viewpoint, your voice, onto the digital world. You are, quite literally, coding yourself into existence. Now, this isn't just a poetic idea. It's actually grounded in the theory of constructionism, and specifically something Seymour Papert called appropriation. When you build something you can touch and see, whether it's a little robot or a digital cartoon, you start to see your own mind, your own ideas, reflected back at you. That knowledge becomes yours. It's a really powerful, person-centered way of discovering things, where the code becomes a mirror for the person who created it. Our third and final stop in the forge is the glitch-sugi aesthetic. This is where we take something every single coder knows and dreads, the error, the bug, and we flip it on its head. It's not a failure anymore. It's an opportunity. It's about finding the beauty and even the poetry in the machine's little imperfections. You know, the old way of teaching programming started with a terrifyingly blank screen. A bug was a complete showstopper, a sign of failure. But in modern creative spaces like Scratch, the whole culture is about remixing. You start with something that's already there. So a bug isn't a dead end anymore. It's an invitation. It's a puzzle you get to solve, a moment of what they call hard fun that sparks curiosity and super creative problem solving. And the book gives us some really cool, concrete examples of this idea in action. Glitch Game Testers turns bug hunting into a lesson in design. Debugums are projects that are intentionally broken just to teach you how to fix them. It's the art of bricolage, just tinkering, rearranging, creating something new with what you have.
The glitch isn't a mistake, it's that crack where the light gets in, a moment for poetic questions and for shaking up the narrative.
So, what happens when we combine these three incredible ideas? The weaver's loom of community, the alchemist's mirror of identity, and the glitch suji aesthetic of creative inquiry. Well, you get the blueprint for a whole new kind of learning environment, a brave space. A space where creators, especially BIPOC and 2S LGBTQ+ creators, can practice what we can call narrative sovereignty.
Now, for any educators watching, this all translates into three really clear strategies. First, the circle. Make learning social, have your students build things for each other and with each other. Second, the story. Center their projects on their own personal narratives. Let them use code to tell their stories. And third, the inquiry. Teach them to embrace the glitch, to see problems not as failures, but as the exciting start of a brand new investigation. And this all brings us to our final big question. The vision in Connected Code is about so much more than just job skills. It's about empowerment, it's about expression, it's about community. It asks every one of us to see code as a tool for connection. So the question for all of us is, if this truly is the new literacy, what kinds of authors will we teach our children to be, and what new, more just, and more beautiful worlds will we empower them to write into existence?